Okay, so we'll be working with expressions today, expressions in SAT, everything to do with algebra. How do you manipulate them? How do you factor them? So we'll start with the first example. In example 1, it says we have this expression, and we need to find what would be an equivalent expression of this, right? So what you do is you start off by expanding. So you first expand this, so this times this with this, and then this with this. So if you multiply, you get 4a squared minus 6a squared b squared, and then minus 8b squared. And then we have minus, and then so we can think of this as minus 1. So minus 1 times this, and then times that. So we get minus a squared, and then we get minus 5a squared b squared, and then we get plus 10b squared, because minus 1 times minus 10 is positive 10. And then we need to simplify this, so we have 4a squared minus a squared. We look at the a squares first, so that becomes 3a squared. We have a squared b squared, we have minus 6a squared b squared, and we have minus 5a squared b squared. So minus 6 minus 5 becomes minus 11a squared b squared. And then we have minus 8b squared and plus 10b squared. So it's minus 8 plus 10, which is plus 2b squared. So we're left with this, and that should be C. C will be correct. And then we have example 2. In example 2, again, we have to expand. So we have 2x minus 4, 2x plus 3. You can start off by multiplying 2 with this bracket first. So you get 2x minus 8. And then you multiply this with 2x plus 3. So to do this, you multiply 2x with 2x, and then 2x with 3. And then you multiply minus 8 with 2x, and then minus 8 with 3. So we'll start with 2x. So 2x times 2x is 4x squared. 2x times 3 is 6x, so plus 6x. And then we have minus 8. Minus 8 times 2x is minus 16x. Minus 8 times 3 is minus 24. So we're left with this. So 4x squared, we can simplify it 6x minus 16x. That becomes minus 10x, and then minus 24. And that will be your simplified solution, which is going to be A. A would be our answer. Okay, we have some rules that you should know. So these are some identities. So a plus b squared is going to give you a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. So for example, if I have, let's say, x plus 3, that's going to be squared is going to be x squared plus 2 times x times 3, so 2x3 plus 3 squared. So this becomes x squared plus 6x plus 9, right? So let's say we have, for example, 2x plus 3. So this becomes, again, a squared. A squared is going to be 2x squared plus 2ab, so 2x, 3, and then 3 squared. So this becomes 4x squared plus 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 3 is 12, 12x, and then 3 squared is 9. So this becomes this. Now, if it's negative, you do the same thing, but just change the sign to negative. So for example, let's say if you have 4x minus 2 squared, so that's going to be, we have to use this rule, a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. So a is 4x minus 2, a is 4x, b is 2, and then we have b squared, 2 squared. This becomes 16x squared minus 2 times 4 is 8, 8 times 2 is 16, minus 16x, and then plus 2 squared is 4. So that's if it's negative. And then we have this rule. So for example, if you have a squared minus b squared, that's going to be a minus b, a plus b. So for example, if you have, let's say, x squared minus 9, you can write this as x squared minus 3 squared, which you can then write as x minus 3 and x plus 3. Because in this case, a and b is, a is x and b is 3. 3 squared is 9. Let's try another example. Let's say, for example, you have 4x squared minus 16. In this case, you can write this as 2x squared, and you can write this as 4 squared. Now using the formula, it's a squared minus b squared. So this is a, this is b. You can simply write this as 2 and minus and 4. So we have 2x minus 4 and 2x plus 4. That's what you would get in this case. Okay, next. Example 3. It says which of the following is equivalent to this? So we have 4x to the power of 4 minus 9y squared. This is like that rule, the third rule. We need to write this as a squared minus b squared. So we can, if we take the root of this, we'll get 2x squared squared. So if you square this, you get 4x to the power of 4. So that's this one. And then you can write 9 as 3 and y squared as just y. So we're basically taking the root of those two. So we can then write this as 2x squared minus 3y and 2x squared plus 3y. So if you open the brackets, you'll get this expression, and that will be your answer. So it'll be D. Okay, example 4. That's the question, and we need to see which of the following is equivalent to that. Now, this looks a lot similar to the second rule we had, a squared minus 2ab plus b squared, because I see the minus here, and this is the square of something, and this is also the square of something else. So if you take the root of 16x to the power of 4, you write that as 4x squared. So this becomes 4x squared. Y to the power of 4 becomes y squared, and because it's negative, you can simply copy this here. So that'll be your answer, and you can check if this is correct. So if you expand this, you will use the same rule. So you'll use this to expand, which gives us 16x to the power of 4 minus 2ab. So this is a, this is b, and then plus b squared. So y squared squared, which becomes y to the power of 4. Now this becomes 16x to the power of 4 minus 2 times 4 is 8. This becomes 8x squared, y squared plus y to the power of 4. You can compare this with what they have given you, and that is a perfect match, which means this would be correct. And that'll be your answer. Do we have it? We don't have it. So we don't actually have this, which means we'll have to simplify this further. So let's take this and then simplify this further. We have 4x squared minus y squared squared. Now I'm going to simplify what's on the inside, right? So we have 4x squared minus y squared. So again, we can write this as a squared minus b squared. If you take the root of 4x squared, that's going to be 2x. So that becomes 2x squared, and y squared becomes just y, right? So now we can write this as 2x minus y and 2x plus y, because the rule is a minus b, a plus b. So this is the same as this. Now, this means we can. This means we have our solution. So it's 2x minus y, 2x plus y, and this is equals to 4x squared minus y squared. Now in the question it was squared, so if you square this, you will have to square this as well, which means you're left with 2x minus y squared and 2x plus y squared. Now, do we have this? Yeah, we do. So it's going to be C. So we have 2x minus y squared and 2x plus y squared. So that'll be your answer. Okay, example 5, we have this expression. We need to see which one is equivalent. Now, if you have two fractions like this, we need to find a common denominator. What you can do in this is you can cross multiply. So we have 1 over x plus 2 over x minus 2. We can cross multiply. So we will get x plus 2, x minus 2. So 1 times x minus 2 plus 2 times x plus 2, and then divided by the product of these two. So this multiplied with this, these two together. So that's going to give us x plus 2 times x minus 2. If we open the brackets in the numerator, we get x minus 2 because 1 times this is the same thing. And over here we get plus 2x plus 4. 2x plus 4. And then you divide this by the same denominator, x plus 2, x minus 4. We can simplify this. We have x plus 2x, which is going to be 3x. And then minus 2 plus 4, which is plus 2. And then x plus 2 and x minus 4. That will be our answer. And that is going to be, sorry, this is minus 2. 2. That's going to be B. Alright, moving on. Example 6. Now in these questions you have to first solve the denominator, right? So let's work with the denominator first. So the question is x, okay, you can write this like this, x divided by 1 over x minus 1 plus 1 over x plus 1. This makes things easier. So first let's solve the bracket. We have, again, we'll have to cross multiply. So we have x plus 1, so this times this, and then this times this. So 1 times x plus 1, which is x plus 1, and then 1 times x minus 1, which is x minus 1, divided by, and then you find the product of these two, x minus 1 and x plus 1. So this is what we have inside the bracket. And then we can further simplify this. So x plus x is 2x, and 1 minus 1 is 0. So that cancels out. Divided by x minus 1 and x plus 1. And then x divided by this. Now because it's being divided by this, we can flip their places. We can change their places. So that means we can write this as x multiplied by x minus 1 and x plus 1 divided by 2x. Now we can simplify this further, so we get, you can cancel the x here and here, which means you're left with x minus 1, x plus 1 divided by 2. That should be your answer. And that is going to be D. Alright, moving on, question 1. It says, which of the following is equivalent to this? Now look for what you can factor. So in this case I have 6, there's x and there's y. So you can factor all three actually. So 6 can be factored first. We can then we have x squared and we have x. So you always choose the variable with the smaller power. So in this case this is x to the power of 1. You can take that because that obviously factors into x squared. So 6x, and then we have y and y squared. So again you'd factor just the y. Now in the bracket you will have x, because 6xy times x is 6x squared and y, and then look for what's not here. So we have y squared. So to make it y squared, to make this y squared, you can just add y. So this times y would give you this. So again, this times x would give you this, and then this times this would give you this, and that will be your answer. Question 2, which is equivalent to the following? So again, you'll cross multiply and then multiply the denominators together. So 4 times 1 is 4, a times 3 is 3a, divided by 4a. And that is going to be B. Question 3, we'll have to expand this. So this, we'll have to expand this with this, and then this with this, and then this with, sorry, this with this, and then this with this. So x squared with y is x squared y, x squared with z is x squared z, y with y is y squared, and then y with z is yz. So that's what we have, and that is going to be, B. Yeah, it's going to be B. Question 4, we need to see which one is equivalent to the following. Now look for something that you can factor. In this case 4 is a common factor. Let's factor 4 from the numerator. We get 4, 1 plus 2x in the numerator, and then in the denominator we can factor 4 again. So 4 times 3x is 12x. cancel the 4's, and we're left with 1 plus 2x divided by 3x. 1 plus 2x divided by 3x. Question 5, we have this expression. Now we can factor 3, so we get 3x to the power of 4 minus 1. We can then use the rule to factor x4 minus 1. We can write this as x squared minus 1 and x squared plus 1. So a squared minus b squared, this is a minus b, and this is a plus b. Now we can factor this again, so this is like saying a squared minus b squared. So in this case, a is going to be x, we're looking at this, minus 1, and x plus 1. So this is for this. And then we can add whatever is left, so we have 3 here, and then we have x squared plus 1 here. That's going to be D. Question 6, we have this expression. We need to do what is equivalent to this. Now this looks a lot like this, a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. So in this case, I know that a is going to be x and b is going to be y plus 1. So I can write this as a plus b squared. Now I know that a is going to be this and b is going to be this. So I can simply plug this in. So that's going to be x plus 1, that's a, plus b, b is y plus 1. Right, and then we have the entire expression. We can then open the bracket, so we have x plus 1 and y plus 1. We can add 1 and 1, that becomes x plus y plus 2. 1 plus 1 is 2, which means we're left with this, and that is going to be B. Question 7, look for something that we can factor. In the numerator we have x, so x comes out, we have y minus x in the numerator here, and then in the denominator there's y that's common. We'll take y out, we get x minus y. So now we have y minus x and x minus y, they're the same thing but with the signs reversed. Now if I factor minus 1 here, I can write this as x, so we have this x here, that's the same x, minus 1, I factor minus 1, and then basically what you can do is you can flip their signs. So you can write this as x minus y, right? So if you open this, you get minus x plus y, this is minus x plus y, but if I factor the minus 1, I can write this as x minus y. So just change their signs, y, and then this is x minus y, just copy whatever is here, that's the same thing. X minus y cancels with this, I have x times minus 1, which is minus x, divided by y. That would be your answer. Question 8. Which of the following is equivalent to this? So again, we'll solve the denominator first. So you can write this as 1 divided by the denominator, x minus 1, x, and then 2, x plus 5 divided by 3. Let's solve this first. So we get 3 times x minus 1, and then 2 times x plus 5, and then we divide this by the product of 2 and 3, divided by 6. So this is still divided by 1. Open the brackets and solve. We get 3x minus 3 plus 2x plus 10 divided by 6. That's going to be 3x plus 2x is 5x, minus 3 plus 10 is 7. So we're left with this, 1 divided by this, and then we change this to multiply, so this becomes 1 multiplied by 6 over 5x plus 7. 1 times this is going to be the same thing, so that means we have 6 over 5x plus 7. That will be our answer. Question 9, we have this expression. So let's solve this. Let's solve the numerator first. Now 2 plus 1 over x. If you have a whole number, you can write this as 2 over 1 to find the common denominator. Again, you'll have to cross multiply this with this, and then their product. So 2 times x is going to be 2x. 1 times 1 is going to be 1, divided by x times 1, which is x. So that's the numerator. We're done with this. We'll do the same with the denominator. So now we have this. So this is divided by the denominator. I'll write this here. So 2 minus 1 over x, we do the same thing, divide by 1, cross multiply, we get x times 2 is 2x, 1 times 1 is 1, so minus 1, divided by their product, 1 and x is x, and then we have 2x plus 1 over x divided by this. Now we change this to multiply, so 2x plus 1 over x multiplied by x over 2x minus 1. We then cancel the x's, cancel x, which means we're left with 2x plus 1 and 2x minus 1. And that would be your answer. 2x plus 1 over 2x minus 1. That's it. Question 10. We have this expression. We need to find the sum of these two. So we need to add them together. Look for the variables, the same variable. So we have x squared. We don't have x cubed, so there's nothing to add with x cubed with this expression. So we get 3x cubed. We have 8x squared and 7x squared. If we add them together, we will get 15x squared. We have minus 4x minus 11x, so it's minus 4x plus, it's like this, minus 4x plus minus 11x, which is going to be minus 4x minus 11x, which becomes minus 15x. So this minus 4x minus 11x is minus 15x. And then we have minus 7. There's no other constant over here, so it's minus 7. That's what we get, which is going to be B. Question 11, we have this. So we open the brackets, we have 5a plus 3 roots a, and then minus, so think of this as minus 1, so minus 1 times this and times this. We get minus 2a and minus 5 roots a. So we can simplify this. 5a minus 2a is 3a, and then 3a root a minus 5 root a is the same as saying 3x minus 5x, which is minus 2x. So in this case it's minus 2 root a. So we get C. Question 12, we have this expression. So if we open the brackets, we get 9 times 2y squared is going to be 4y squared, and plus 2. 6y squared is going to be 36y squared, divided by 8, and then 3y squared is going to be 9y squared. Now we can expand, we can open this, so 9 times 4 is 36y squared, 2 times 36 is 72y squared, divided by 8 times 9 is 72y squared. Now in this case, we can actually divide everything by 36y squared, because that's a common factor. 36y squared, and then you can write this as 1 plus 2. Oh, sorry, we can add them. So 36 plus 72 is going to be 108y squared over 72y squared. Cancel y squared with the y squared. 108 divided by 72. I'm going to use the calculator. It's going to be 108 divided by 72 is going to be 3 over 2. So we get 3 over 2, and that would be your answer.